What's going on, chat? I see quite a few of y'all in here. More to come, guaranteed. Bold statement, but I believe it. If you believe it, it will happen eventually. I'm SonnyLasVegas. I'm a full-time reseller. I'm an entrepreneur. Pretty much is just another term for it, and I think that needs to be used more often. And many of things, hashtags, titles, captions, to I guess gain or not. I guess because I'm pretty sure it'll end up attracting more people than just the community. And I think that's part of learning and growth and testing things out and being consistent is one thing that I'm relearning. And I think we all need refreshers at times. Advice, a pat on the back, although some people say they don't need it. I don't think that's completely true. 24 jumped in here. Kada bing, kada boom, got a thumbs up. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Do make sure to follow these things down here. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. Added a little bit more flavor to the channel, trying to do things, implement things that I feel is just gonna be a nice a touch up for myself. I think we all need that. I also changed my header to my YouTube channel. This thing over here, for me, I'm pointing the right direction. I'm not sure if it's actually what you see, but my logo and things I'm working on photography lately, in the last few days lately, I've been catching up a lot on myself. Had therapy the other day, felt really nice. I felt good going in, but it felt nice when the therapist, somebody who you trust, and is a professional at it, hears things and brings it up and really finds the root to things, why things may bother you, also why things excite you. A lot of the things with therapy when I first went was trying to figure out a balance. And for this live today, I think it could benefit a lot of people just by me being open. I think we need more of that. Not to share every little thing. Some things are personal things. Some things are sensitive. Some things are still in progress. But for me, speaking for myself, I am really happy how far I've come along with you all. A lot of you have been with me for years, and I've been on here for years. A lot of people are just finding out about me and may think that I'm just somebody that popped on YouTube and got a handful of subscribers. Not the case. You get everything you earn for. You lose some and you gain more along the way as long as you're consistent. So I have some things, folks. Thank you all for joining. I have some things. First, a question that I brought up in one of my YouTube channels. I pinned a comment and I want to start doing this more often. So pay attention to the pinned comments in people's videos. So what I'm talking about is a question, and there's also answers that was shared in the comments, and I want to highlight them. And you may have some of your own. So I'm going to ask the question when I go over it, and you could share with me, and I really hope you share with me your input on this, because it really helps open up a door for people to communicate, big or small. It's really nice when people who don't comment start to comment. You are welcome to comment. Nothing but positive vibes here. That's what I want to maintain and continue to have more than anything, especially in my lives. So that's just me naturally. So let me get these comments up. Um, I think I did them in order. So the comment that I had pinned in one of my YouTube channels was, everyone needs more of what? You fill in the blank. It doesn't have to be one word. That's another thing I want to bring up, is just because you see a blank doesn't mean that it has to be in one word. It could be a paragraph. It could be a novel. There's never just one thing. Sometimes people say things and you may not be thinking about it at the time. And then all of a sudden you hear or read a comment and you start to realize, like, well, there's this other stuff that I got to share with you, and I want to provide this. And you just never know what you say may inspire somebody else for the good. This is for a positive thing, not to make somebody feel bad or anything. But share with me your answer down in the comments with everybody else as well. Everyone needs more of what? And I'm going to go over the comments that I got from the YouTube channel from people. Some of you are already inside here who left comments about towards this question. So Doris Byrne, Josh NU, New England Betty Boot Lizette. Then you got 365 Vintage Hunter. She's in here. I know I just seen her inside her. Mary, they all said everyone needs more love. Love is a funny four-letter word. It could be very light. It could be very happy. It could be very painful at times. But for this, I think you have to learn at times like the tough love in order to get past it and learn about the happy lightweight love. And I think there's a lot more to just that four-letter word that people can relate to and share with. And I've come a long way from not loving myself to loving myself, and making it a part of what I do to this day and what I'm going to do in the future. And that starts with loving yourself and then loving what you have around you, being appreciative as well. So, although that's a different word, appreciative, don't ask me how to spell that. But it's one of those things where it's just like you gotta be happy inside, and then when somebody's not happy about you and you've done nothing wrong, you really have to learn how to block them off. I'm not a therapist, but this is what I've learned for myself. And you got to separate things, not say kick them off or cut them off, but you got to learn how to just love yourself and be very sound about loving yourself. And then, sure enough, people are going to be like, I don't like that. They're so happy. I want to be happy too. And then they're going to start learning that you're not going to give, you're not going to budge, and they're going to start learning to be the way you are in their own way through their own definition of what love means to them and what they're going to do to get it, as long as it's legal, moral, and doesn't hurt anybody. But sometimes by not loving somebody who doesn't deserve to be loved, they learn from it. um Lori Oak, everyone needs more community, which is what I am big on. It is actually now part of my bio that I've been working on and tweaking just about every week. List Perfectly, good segue into this. List Perfectly messaged me yesterday or earlier this morning and said, hey, I got some tickets for you to give away. 5 virtual tickets to the camp listing party. And later on in this live, I'm going to be giving some away. So stay tuned, folks, because you're going to have to do something for it. Very simple. And these are going to be virtual tickets. You don't have to get any plane tickets. You don't have to get any babysitter, a dog sitter, a cat sitter, a pet rock sitter. You don't need to get any of that because you could watch it from home or wherever you're traveling. You could watch it on your phone as well. I'm going to be giving away 2 virtual tickets. And with that, it'll just be some information that I need from you in return, as in emailing me. Very simple, very simple. So you have done a great job building that with other resellers. For me, it is the dog park. We bring bag chairs, sit in the shade, and as the puppies play for hours. The comment continued on, and I really like that because everybody's happiness is different. Everybody's position of where they find happiness and community is not always just people. Sometimes it's just the joy of seeing dogs play or kids play or adults play. And just sometimes it's not even having music or having any distractions like alcohol, which is okay with me. My mouth just watered. I tried some earlier on my Whatnot auction, which I did very well. Thank you all for who joined me on Whatnot. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to be back to being on my things, to not things to do, things that I've been wanting to be on top of, and that's getting in shape. I've been exercising daily. After this live, believe it or not, I'm going to go exercise, get some cardio in. I'm getting back to weightlifting, and I find that to be a lot more beneficial for me in weight loss than just doing cardio. I tried doing cardio, and then when I slept for about a week, my weight just came back. So that tells me that I need to implement weightlifting, which I knew better. And there's a lot more to that to explain, but maybe some other time. Um, who has a pet? I have a dog. He is somewhere around here. Tip, and I'll show you him. I just heard him pitter patter somewhere. Tracy Lynn said, everyone needs more joy. And I agree. Everybody does need more joy. But how do you find joy? Where do y'all find joy in what it is that you do? Think about, or just find your happy place within it. So tell me, tell us all. Tell us your ways. Marcia Johnson said, everybody needs more good energy. Sending some out to the universe right now. I felt it sprinkling on me, or it just might have been some dandruff. Who knows? I'm going to get the chats here in a second, but there's the comments I want to highlight from this question. ABC Matt, got to meet him in person, as well as Lizette, New England Betty Boop. In New York, I met Lizette, and then ABC Matt I met here at the Trash to Cash podcast, which I am trying to get my footage that I recorded off of my external hard drive memory card, but I think it's corrupted. I ended up buying a memory card or a SD microchip card, And ever since I've been using it, that's when everything started going haywire. And I think there was some malicious stuff. Even though it was retail, but everything that I put it in, it's affected. So I'm no longer again buying that from. I don't even want to say the names. I'll say the names. Walgreens. ABC Matt said support. There will be days where you would need emotional support. Yes, physical support. Me is more verbal support. I have a hard time speaking. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are, which is very true. You will have times where you need help. And then there was a longer part to that, and he did have a quote, and it's pretty much not being afraid to find, I guess, assistance. Go back to the last live that I had, and you'll see it in the comments. It was really good. Now, Kathy, aka Granny Franny, she was just in my whatnot earlier. Thank you for some purchases that you made, and everybody else that went to and just visited as well and hung out with us. Need more adventures. So, adventures doesn't mean you have to spend money. Adventures could be just stepping outside, walking in a backyard, just being in your own thoughts, watching the clouds go by. Right now the rain's going, and the branches, and I like to sit out in our backyard and let that just soak into my thoughts of just the dripping, the wet. It's not cold, and sometimes it's okay to feel cold. So that way it's like, okay, this is good enough. It's like just one of those moments where you just find yourself start relaxing, like looking up at a tree and the dancing of the leaves through the winds caressing, brushing through them. Like you can't see the wind, but you could hear it. You could almost see it, but it's just like that little dancing and music of just leaves just clasping against one another. It's like it's just little adventures you could have within your head, but it's all nothing that needs a therapist for that. No craziness, just a little fun, a little open mindedness, and not trying to be too serious. I think with me, I've learned not to be serious coming from the military. I always felt like the years that I was in, just at a decade, 10 and a half years, I ended up realizing when I became a civilian that I was too serious. I was looking at every little thing. It needs to be this way. It needs to be that way. And then I started to realize I'm not even completely that way. I need to wake up and relax. Now I'm so relaxed. I don't like when other people aren't relaxed. I'm like, just loosen up. And I think with the way I am, people feel comfortable and okay about like, okay, I could drop my shoulders. I don't need to be tough. There's no reason to be tough around anybody. And I just don't find a reason for it. I don't know what it is that was in the past that I needed to look a certain way. And now I really don't care how I look. It's more of like how I want to feel. Um, physically, but that's more of me and my self-consciousness that I've always struggled with. Who plans to start reselling, and if you've been reselling, how long have you been reselling? While you answer this question, I'm going to go and look through the comments and say some hellos, or many of hellos. Callie Luis is in here. Whoa, quite a bit of people. Oh, a lot of comments, which is good. People saying hello to Scully. That must be Rita. There's a lot of comments. Donna Taylor. If I'm not seeing your name, hopefully I will soon, as long as you're commenting and participating in the chat. Marty. Hello, Marty. From North Kakalaki. Joe, I'd flip that. What's up, Joe? Betty Fremont. Joe. Oh, geez. Joe, I had every intention to see the live yesterday with Dawn. Was it yesterday? With Dawn and American Arbitrage. I need to catch up on that. I was looking forward to it too. And then I just ended up crashing out. I've been exercising and getting up a lot earlier. And then when it's later on in the day, my old self is just like snoring. I'm a snore bug, folks. Rita, there's Rita. Hi, Rita. Mary, like I said, I knew I seen her inside here. Frizzy Finds, ladies and gents. I was just watching Frizzy Finds, believe it or not. They're like 15 seconds into their recent video. They only had a few views, which tells me I want to give them a shout out. Go check them out. They are going into some storage unit. The husband, was it Frizzy and John, I believe. John had his back turns going into the storage unit saying, this is their second storage unit. So I got some catching up to do myself. So I would check them out. New to me, I know I was following him on Instagram before YouTube, but I was just watching him today for a moment, and then I realized, I don't want to be late for my live, so I'll catch up on that. But that's proof enough. If you go and watch a few seconds into it, you see exactly what I'm talking about. And then I was also, before that, I was watching Mary's video where she found some Tavara. I might have been Tavara Serpentine style mugs. I'm not sure if she had plates, but I've seen one just a little different, a Tarvana Serpentine mug that was smaller than one she had. I sold about a year and a half ago for $45. And I saw at least two or three that she grabbed, but I think she may have grabbed more than that. Look up that name, Tarvana. Larry Way Out. What's up, Larry? It's been a while. How are you doing? Donna Taylor. Cali Reseller Luis. Everybody's saying hello. Yes, please do. That helps out a lot. I also have a previous video later on you can catch up on. A long video, 39 minutes. I was getting a lot of complaints. Not a lot. It just felt like a lot of me, but enough to be like, okay, my videos are too short. I was trying it out. It did not work, especially with the algorithm on YouTube. I ended up taking it out of order. So now it's going to take me a few videos, good videos, not just any videos that I am really happy with and put them out like I am with all of them. But watch how you are on YouTube to not change things that you're doing for a while, because that does change things at times. Some people are big enough to where they don't have to worry about it, but I'm not big at all. And it's one thing that stood out. And I was like, but it was worth going on vacation to it and not having to worry about editing and things like that. I'm home now. And on Tuesday, I'm going to end up getting a computer and I won't have any problems. I'm going to have a better setup than what I have right now. I have everything for it. I'm just using a tablet. So with that, my setup is not something to make you feel or make anyone feel that they need to buy all these different gadgets. A lot of things I find from the thrift store, and I just try to make things work as much as possible. But Mikey Bags Money said, Sonny, you're a professional now. You need to do more than just a little tablet. Although other people use a tablet, but for years I was using a cell phone, and my last two videos were simply just using my phone, just my phone. But on my phone, I have the Adobe programs like Adobe Rush. That's what I've been editing my videos on. And then I also have Adobe Lightroom, and I use Canva to mix with photos, edit them a little bit, tweak up, saturate the images, and then just add some text in it in Canva. And then also another one that I recommend for editing, like the little special effects things popping up in and out, is going to be the CapCut app. I talk about it a lot. It's a free app, and there's a watermark at the end. All you got to do is click on it. It's hard to see sometimes because it's black, or maybe because I'm colorblind and I can't see the different tones of that black that's on there. You click on it, you'll see CapCut, and then you could delete it. It's not something that's they stick to you and you got to try to figure out, but there's other ways around that. Not that I'm trying to get over them, but CapCut is a really good app. Check it out for yourself. And then you could make stories with it. You could make it for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So stay tuned for some alerts. If you have some alerts on me, I think tomorrow I'm going to sit down, and out of the best moments of my YouTube videos, I'm going to end up making those into shorts. I find those to be very, very helpful to get potential new people to come in and find out who I am and potentially be a lifelong supporter of the channel. Sonny, do OBS to stream on multiple sites? I want to start using Discord, Joe, but I am not. Right now, I'm just using StreamYard. That's all I'm using. I have a separate webcam. I want to get it. I have a CATS little plugin. It looks like a little USB card to connect what will be soon a computer that I have, and I'm going to connect my DSLR to it to have better quality images, just better footage. Because on StreamYard, if you try to do a 1080p, just the highest quality that's available on there, you got to upgrade to $49 a month just to use it. I think that's too expensive just for that. I don't see why. You know, I mean, it's their business. They could do whatever they want. But it's like, we're not going live, nor are we monetized on StreamYard or trying to get monetized on StreamYard, because you're not. You're using it for another site that you're monetized on. So I think it's a little too pricey. I think if they dropped it, they'll get more people. And I think that could go with a lot of things. That could segue into reselling and why people list things that way, and people cut prices on this and it affects others. But does it? Because not everything is the same condition. More questions. I got some for you folks. Granny Franny needs more adventures. Tracy Walker said everyone needs love from a pet, and some people are allergic, so that may not work for everybody. But I do love my tip. A lot of people love tip too. I'll have more content of tip coming up soon. And how long have you been on site? That's right. I ended up asking that question. Kristen's in the house. What's up, a real squirrel? Adrian Hall. Hello, my Las Vegan. Loving the Friday lives. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear that and read that, because I was kind of skeptical about Thursdays and Fridays. But Thursdays, I was one of the first people that I know of in a community that was on Thursdays. And then when I left, just for a little bit, people jumped on it. And I was like, good for you. And I just don't want to. This is not like I'm somebody big or huge. I just feel like it'll be better if I get a different day that people aren't usually on. And I even went on just before this to see if anybody was going on live and trying to catch, so I don't step on their usual times of being live, because that's just the way I think about others. But nobody has been on during this time, so it works for me. And I'm glad it's working for a lot of people. Oh, that's a good one, primo. I like that Mary saying primo. I'm going to go through these comments. Butter, milk, and cream. Happiness comes from loving yourself first. Yes. But what if you don't know how to love yourself? I think at times, did I comment that? Hold on. My intake on this. What if you don't know how to love yourself because everybody around you has never really taught you that, or you've never seen it for yourself to teach you that? So somebody has to come along, or it has to be something on TV or whatever have you, in any way possible, to show that somebody can love themselves, rather than I need to love somebody else in order for them to love me, for me to be happy about myself. I think that's pretty hard in some relationships, to where it's not always taught. I know for me, I wasn't told. I recollect. With me and my dad, I talk about him often, but we are good. We are really good friends, really good dad, really good son to him. And I remember the first time, I think it was 1999. I was about to go to Korea. So I went back home to Texas from Fort Polk, Louisiana. And I was like, all right, Dad, I'll see you. I've never left like that before. So I ended up giving him a hug, and he's like kind of standoffish. His chest was out, and like, oh, I don't know what to do in these moments. So he kind of he doesn't like hold me like this. He's like, I love you. And it was enough for me to then start crying. And it was just like, oh man, like, that was really nice. I love my dad to death. And he's such a hard worker. And if it wasn't for his tough love, I don't think I would be working as hard as I am now. I remember being in high school and junior high. And when I went from junior high to high school, I was already told I was going to be in varsity football. I was going to be a running back, backup running back. And yes, a running back, not a tailback. So I remember telling him, I was like, Dad, I made it to varsity. He was like, that's it, try harder. And I'm like, what the hell? What's higher? What's higher than varsity, especially as a freshman? And I'm already told I'm going to make it before even trying out, just to go to practice. And then I get my first touchdown later the following year. And I'm like, Dad, I got a touchdown. He's like, Dad, that's it, try harder. And I was like, Dad, I made the newspaper. That's it, try harder. And I was always trying to satisfy my dad and make him proud of me. And he was. I think it just wasn't his way of showcasing it, of sharing it with me, that like, hey, I'm proud of you, keep going. That was his words. And it wasn't until decades, years down the road, where I was like, wait a minute, my dad's always loved me. If he didn't love me, he wouldn't be telling me to try harder. And most people say, and this is funny to bring around, because a lot of people that I've read, like in Maxim magazines, on horoscopes and like gossip stuff, people often say that, how can I say this? Men find people who remind them of their mom. Now, this is weird to say, okay? But I feel like my wife is more like my dad because she is tough love. Like, oh, you made your first sale in 2 days when you first started reselling. This is back then, 6 years ago or whatever. Babe, I got my first sale. That's it. You just one sale, and I'm like, I'm proud. I'm happy. I got one sale, and it was like, oh, you should make this much within a few days. It's like, babe, it's not even a week, and I already made $1,000 on eBay. That's it. Why the hell would somebody buy that? But that's it. And she would always come back to that's it. And I've always like, man, she reminds me of my dad. Like she's just a hard person to please. But not until a year ago is like I didn't put it together. I started realizing like, wait, it's not that she don't support me because I thought she didn't support me. And I felt that way, but then I realized like she does support me. She's just like an old school soul like my dad, where it's you gotta you gotta do more. And if you could do that, you could do more. And that's what I'm sharing with y'all. Is like if you think what you're doing is great, it is, but you could still do more for yourself. And when you do more for yourself and you start finding yourself, what all comes together, what I was talking about, what brings what love and joy and everything else people comment, when you put it all together, you start realizing that you've come so far along the way. And even within a month time frame, you start realizing like, man, I could do so much more. And then you start getting that bug, like being an entrepreneur, finding and reselling. You find your first item like I did, and it hooks you. And although it was a 69-cent item that sold for around $19 to $21, I sold it within 2 days. And then in a week, I found these Estee Lauder trinkets that sold for like, I think it was like a little over $2,400 off of like a little half of what my profits were from that first buy. And I don't think it's luck. I think when it comes to reselling and being an entrepreneur of anything that you're getting into, unless you put in some type of effort, then you're not going to get any results. And if you don't put any effort, then you're guaranteed 100% no results, unless you're just lucky that way and somebody just throws stuff at you. But I've never been fortunate that way, and I'm kind of glad that I haven't had things given to me. I've had to earn everything. So let me see these comments because I know I am way behind. Love you, Kristen. Just saying. And then it glitched. Yeah, a lot of comments, which is awesome. Resourceful Jill, new name. Hi, hello, welcome. Working out is therapy for me, and I haven't seen Lizette work out on her Instagram like before, but those like couple of times when I was exercising, I was watching her on the live, and then as soon as I'm starting my exercise, she gets off, and I was like, oh, there goes my motivation. Like I was gonna hang out in there, but it's really hard to hold a conversation when you're on like a treadmill or an elliptical. Linda, hi Linda, from Michigan. Millie Vega, I have 3 dogs. Nice. What kind of dogs do you have? Hola, Sonny. Guitar Missy. So I'm betting you could jam. I've never had that instrumental DNA music artist in me ever. I've always wished I could play an instrument. So for that reason, I appreciate people who can play instruments even more because it's an art that I can never get a hold of in anything. I cannot hold a beat. I cannot hold a tune. I don't even have a song that I could sing from beginning to end, even nursery rhymes. That's just me. You are you're a comedian. I am. I am. I like to laugh at myself now a lot and not just take myself too serious. I can't stay on right now, but want to say hi, ABC Matt. Hi, and happy travels, my friends. That guy is busy. Everyone, what Mary said. Raining in Michigan. It's raining here in Las Vegas. It started raining probably around, what time is that? 30 minutes ago. Like a little before my wife ended up going to her to work, which reminds me I need to message her. She had messaged me. She left a little early. I love you too. Have a good shift. Smiley face. There's one thing you'll always see when I go live at these times of me messaging my wife. I just like knowing that she's at work. Other than that, we really don't talk too much on the phone. Fundamentals, Derek. I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. every Wednesday, happy hump day, Derek and Regina go live. They have been supporting people in the community far longer than I believe I've even been on YouTube. And they do a wonderful job together. I I feel like if they met each other, they'll throw hands, but they would hug at the same time. I'm gonna, sorry, Derek, but I think Regina got some hands. I think she would put those hands on you, just put you down. I heard you were here in Vegas not too long ago, or if you're coming soon, let me know, my dude. I'll be happy to meet up with you. I do want to go to California again. I just don't know when, and that's not just by myself. It would be with the arbitrages. We want to head out there and meet up with Charlie again. FleaCon. Yo, Soboho, Amy is in the house. Happy to catch you live. I hope you're doing well, Amy, you and your mom. I haven't seen your channels lately. I've been a little behind on a lot, but I do need to watch. I do keep up with you on every other thing like Instagram. Um, yes, follow her. Now, Cali Reseller Luis is another one. I'll call you tomorrow, Primo. Um, I was asking him recently 2 times because I do miss him being on YouTube. Although he has a lot of things going on and some new things going on, as well as Derek Fundamentals too. He started a job just a few months ago, and then several months ago, and then Cali Luis, who used to be Cali Reseller Luis, started working to at another company. And I always ask him like, "How do you like it?" And he's like, "I like it," and I like that people don't have to just worry about saying, "Oh, I want to be part time and go to full time reselling," and then they go full time and it was like, I want to go back to this job, and there's different reasons why. One of them is going to be benefits. That's my biggest perk to working for a company. Most companies is the benefits. Usually they're really good, and it's nice to see that and have people say it. Even Derek, he has mentioned it. He's like, yeah, I work there, and he has fun, and he does. I love seeing content with his son too. His son is an entrepreneur and does stuff for the community as well. And it starts younger. I wish when I was younger, I was able to just think the way I do now and be more involved. Who knows? I might even have been the mayor of my hometown. It's never too late if we decide to move back. That's one thing I would want to do. And I have mentioned this before that if I was ever to move back home, because it's so small, it's easier, which shouldn't be an obstacle or for me to think that way of myself. I could do that here and work on it. But I would always want like a community day, to where everybody is as much as possible, if they're able to just clean up like the city, the town. I think when you look a certain way, you present your like house and it's nice and cut and green, and maybe not even green, just rocks, just neat. Like it really makes you feel proud of yourself rather than being cluttered by mess like how I was the last. I'm gonna say this, not few months. It's been like years. I've really been being a borderline hoarder, and my wife has been getting on me. And thanks to her, I am getting my act together. And I have no shame saying it because I didn't see it until I started realizing, like, whoa, I'm hoarding. I need to list this stuff. And I have been, and I'm doing very, very well listing stuff now that I'm back on track of listing consistently. I have an 80-pound pit bull, 85-pound pit bull named Petty. 7 years old, spoiled. Aw, I could just imagine all that love. Just they wiggle. That's a big dog. So when they're happy, they like wiggle back and forth. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Husband served 22 years. Thank him for his service for me. Callie B. I haven't seen you in a while, Callie B. How are you? I like that new profile photo. 3 years reselling. Sweet. I've been doing this since 2016, 17. You were also, oh man, I was like, that guy looks familiar. I was looking at Mikey Bags of Money's video today, and I was like, he looks familiar. I know that guy. But at first, Mikey kind of had you in, like, was recording you in a way to where I thought you were just somebody else off at a distance. And then when you came back, I was like, no, that's him. So it was kind of cool seeing you still here. And if you're going to be here another week, I know you said, I don't know when he made the video, but if you're going to be here another week, please reach out to me, or excuse me, I'll reach out to you and see if we could go thrifting before you leave, or even some garage sales. So I'd be happy to do that. You're really good people, and I like you a lot. And I need to make my way out there to Chicago too. Laura, throwing up is that the shaka or is that the thumbs up or the wave? Betty, I have resold for years, just dabbing about going in hard. Pray for me and my adventures. Now, I'm glad you said that. Like, pray for you, because I always felt like when I was doing something, like I'm gonna screw stuff up. I used to feel like I wasn't doing enough, but at the same time, I was doing too much. And what I was doing too much of was just thinking about it. I was putting too much in my head, the what ifs, or if I do this and I do that, and I write all these listings down, and this is how much I got listed, and I could sell this. I started to realize that although I started off good in reselling, I just needed to keep going little by little, even if it's like 2 items, 5 items, 10 items. Some people list way more than that a day by themselves and have no problem doing it. They're just better structured than what I am when it comes to things like that. But what I will say is, to anybody out there, if this is happening to you, don't look at other people and compare yourself to them. If it looks easy to them, is because they've probably been working on it. Do they struggle? Everybody struggles. So don't make it harder on yourself. You got this, is what I'm saying. You got this, Betty. Just start listing, do your best, learn from it, learn from other people. If you got questions, ask them. Because I've had a lot of hiccups, but a lot of things I should have just not bit my tongue on and opened my mouth to say, like, how do you make shipping labels on eBay, rather than waiting in line for like months and then finally asking somebody because they kept jumping off their packages, and they're like, you could print it off on eBay. And I was like, no. So that thermal printer as well, that is a necessity. I would say a space saver, a money saver. It's really good to have if you could afford one. And more about that later. But Frizzy Finds. Oh, thank you, Luis. Thank you for sharing that. Can be reselling for 3 years, more of a hobby. To me, man, it's so hard, like hobby and full-time, part-time. I felt like when I was part-time, I kept telling myself I could do this full-time. And although it took years to do to get my wife to sign a permission slip for me to do it full-time, it wasn't even because of her. It just didn't work out. And I was like, I'm doing this full-time. I am not giving myself another option. I am not going to feel like doing this. And I haven't. Have I slacked at times? Yes. But when I was at work focusing on reselling, like my breaks, my lunch breaks, I'm listing stuff because I had drafts. I was doing the most with what I could in a little bit of time. But then when I became full-time reseller, I started to realize, like, man, my wife does a lot more than what I realized, especially at the home. I just thought the home would just stay neat because we weren't in it. Not the case. Once I got home, even just a few days, I'm like, man, I'm a messy dude. Like, I need to get this stuff together. I need help out my wife. And little by little, even though I've been reselling 2 years now full time, I started realizing, like, I need to do more. I want to do more. And again, I'm getting myself together. It's just some things you don't know until you do. And a house, big or small as it is, an apartment, a studio, a condo, it takes a lot of work to maintain, especially working out of it. Because the biggest thing for me is not so much listing and finding time to do it. I started to see that I am in a position to where I don't need to list as much. I don't need to work on this as much. What I need to do and want to do is help her in the house, cook more, clean more than just a little or half. She's done it for many years on her own. And she said a couple of years ago, when I started reselling full time, I saw how crazy the house was getting. And I told my wife, I was like, man, babe, like, I was complaining. I was like, oh, I did laundry. And she was like, that's all you did, in the dishes and the trash? Like, okay, what about the bottom stairs? What about the guest restroom? Did you vacuum? Did you sweep? Did you mop the floors? Did you dust everything? And I'm just like, man, that's a lot of stuff. And I'm complaining, right? Like, as if it's new to me. And she was like, babe, I've been doing this for over 10 years. And I just crumbled. I melted. It's like I just threw myself in a trash bag and just beating it up against the walls. It's like, Sonny, you moron. Like, think about what you just said, and it hit hard, it hit deep, it cut deep. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm complaining about getting stuff out the grocery stores, out of the trunk, because it's like nobody's helping me. And I'm like, I don't need nobody's help. I'm Sunny Las Vegas, folks. I look at that now. I'm like, I'm grateful to get these groceries from the trunk of the Carla's car or my truck and bring them in the house. And I'm grateful and thankful to be carrying like 3 cases of water, one at a time, back and forth. Why? Because we can afford the water. We have a home to put it in. And I'm happy that, Carla buys it, or I buy it, or my mother-in-law buys some stuff. Like, I'm starting to see the bigger light in what it is that makes me happy. But it also ties in with reselling, because if I don't do my part, then I can't afford to be doing these little things that mean a lot to me, that I want to continue doing if that's what it takes for me, to just be happy, to be in this place to where they're happy. And not until recently, after all these years of reselling and creating content on YouTube, my wife's starting to see how it's really helped me out, and she wants to be a part of it. Her YouTube channel is Hearts Carla, and she's been recording lately. But for her, it takes a while for her to get herself to edit and put it together. But when she does an amazing job. Carla does amazing editing videos, and she does very well. I think you'll like her, but it's going to be more of like a family vlog. And I like that, because although I've been implementing a little bit of vlogging in my content, hers is going to be entirely different, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it. And I can't wait for her to finally sit down, get it together, and launch her first video to show who's waiting for her to support her as well. A lot of people see her on my end, but very little of her. She's really private. I had a lot of people ask, like, Sonny, you need to share more of your videos like other people. And I'm like, my family's not like that. They don't like to just be in front of the camera, and it's taken me a while to get used to it myself. But now I'm super comfortable, if you can't see that for yourself. Um, and I was meant to highlight this earlier: the priorities, family or business. So recently, um, it was kind of an argument with me and Carla. So just the other day, I was sitting here where I am now, and I had like a huge bundle of pants and shirts and other things. And I told myself, I'm going to wake up at 6 in the morning, and soon after, um, I'm going to start drafting and getting this stuff listed that day. So Carla ended up waking up early, and she was like, "You want to go to gym?" And I was like, rather than complaining of, "Oh, but I'm going to do this," because I usually do that. That's how I sound. "Oh, babe, come on. I was going to do this. You didn't tell me yesterday. You should have told me." In my head, I think that way because, again, the military is still part of the way I think. But at the same time, I just said, I thought you'd never ask. So we go to the gym and we come back. She's like, "You want to go here? You want to go there?" And the whole time I'm thinking, I want to list stuff. And then she starts saying, "You need to start listing more." I may have said something for her to say this. So she's like, "You need to start listing more and get rid of all your stuff." And I was like, "Carla, my priorities changed as soon as you told me you wanted to go to the gym. This was like, reselling was my priority when she was asleep. But as soon as she woke up and asked me to go to the gym and go get groceries, and she wanted to have a family barbecue and invite people over, that changed from the reselling business to family. So this is years after reselling that I'm learning that the priorities changed that fast for me. And I don't want it to where it's like, "No, babe, I'm gonna be this hour, and this hour," and now I'm missing out on my wife. Especially with the world today, I do worry about um, people just being crazy towards her, or she being in a situation where I need to defend her or something. I just worry about stuff like that. I try not to follow that on social media, but she watches it, and then it ends up popping in my head where it's like, "No, I'm not gonna go with you to Costco. Wait. I'm gonna go with you to Costco," because I just worry. I'm a worry when it comes to her. She's my everything. So when I think that way, there's no way in hell that I just ignore it. What are your goals? This is a question to you all. What are your goals? Now, are these goals like legitimate goals? I had no idea what goals were until I met Carla. A lot of who I am and what I do are because people have taught me the difference of what I used to think compared to how they think, which is better, which is why I changed my mind on a lot of things and learned from it. Carla taught me when we first met that goals were things that were going to change her life for the better. My goal at the time when I was in the military was just, I'm just going to be in the military. I'm one of the strongest. I'm one of the fastest. I am one of the most qualified with the most certificates. I run a training room. I also run a platoon, which you're not supposed to do in the Army. You're not supposed to be in a training room and have your own platoon and a separate company other than headquarters. If y'all know the military, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But I did. And people send me to these different things in academies, and I would put people in college. I was doing all of this stuff, and I was doing it for other people. And I just felt at the time just being in the military was a goal. It wasn't. Not until I met Carla and she said, "What are your goals?" And I was like, "I don't know. Just gonna drink on the weekends, gonna go out with you, we're gonna go on dates." She said, "Those aren't goals." She was like, "These are my goals. I'm gonna be a nurse. She was like, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna make a life for myself. I'm gonna make a lot of money." And she started breaking it down at the same time. Again, I was like just crumbling. I was sinking within myself. I was like, man, Sonny, you're a dirtbag. Like you don't have goals. Like you're not even thinking about your future that way. So she taught me that the goals were there to reach out for and work for, and she did. And she taught me that even through her own efforts of going through nursing school. Nursing school, I'm sure there's other hard schools that people are going to, and even just things in life people are going through. But man, what she went through for nursing, I'm sure just about 99% of people go through it the same way. Lack of sleep, a lot of money investing in books that you're only going to use for a semester, and then you have like student loans, which those type of medical field student loans are like near life loans. It's like a mortgage payment for the rest of your life, but on the loans. So, but Carla taught me the difference between what collecting a paycheck every 2 weeks and what real goals were in life. And that's what has pushed me a lot of the ways of like, where do I see myself in the future? I see myself having a house. I see myself having just a truck. Like that was a goal to me. I never had a truck. I didn't get my license until I was like 24 years old. I drove around without a license for forever. Never got any accidents, but still. Part-time and full-time pros and cons. What do y'all think are pros and cons for you? Part-time, full-time. I shared with you some of mine of what the difference was of like part-time. I focused on full-time. I got there, and then once I got full-time, um, I wasn't really into it full-time. Big time, big difference of working at home and also being a healthy, supportive partner helping at home. Um, that I think that's one of the biggest eye openers for me of being full time is that you can't. For me, I wouldn't expect this from if I was in Carlos' shoes either. I wouldn't expect me to just be like, Sonny, you're gonna be full time and you're just gonna focus on your reselling and be on your phone and sit down and you're not gonna do anything else but just sit there and focus on yourself. I think that's was very selfish of me in the beginning that I didn't know until she snapped some sense into me. But it wasn't until I said something that she ended up like turning on not just one light bulb, like she turned on every light in the house, and I saw through it all, and I was like, man, I unknowingly I thought I was doing the right thing, but I realized soon after I could do more. Sonny, just relaxing with you, eating some yummy nachos. Keely, do they have any jalapenos on it? Peace be with you. A beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood in Tennessee. Oh, nice. South Carolina, raise up. I've been reselling. Marty has been reselling for 14 months. I use List Perfectly and post on 5 platforms. Haven't gotten enough nerve to do YouTube or whatnot. There's a lot of different things that you could do. Well, not really a lot, but a lot of different ways or options to work on social media. You do want to focus on why do you want to be on there? Although I feel everybody could bring something to the table that we could learn from and help us individually and as a community at the same time. But not until I came back to YouTube and said, I'm going to do this full time. I sat down And I had to think about this. Like, if I come back to YouTube, what am I going to work on? Like, what is it about my YouTube channel that's going to be different than when I did it before, but had a gap, maybe about a year because I was working at the Win or two. I was still in chats. I was still commenting on people, but it's not the same thing. So just think about that. Think about what you bring, and say that in your YouTube channels for everybody. When you start off, tell people who you are, how long you've been doing it, and just jump into the video. Um, After a while, you won't have to do that until later on in the video or at the end, or people will even speak about it for you. You may see some comments that are out there and they'll ask questions to you in your channel, and other people will answer it for them. It happens all the times when I go to other people's channels. I'll ask questions to people who I'm new to, and other people will answer it for them. And I think that's really good that people are on top of it. It's really nice. 5 platforms. YouTube, you can do shorts, very simple. You don't have to do long content videos. I do recommend having an actual intro to start off, and just try your best. Right now, my big thing is giving it my all. I kind of went away from what I was doing to where I was like, I'm doing this, and only thought of it as that. I'm going to make this YouTube video because I'm going out. I like it. I found these things, and then that was it. And I wouldn't add much to it until this guy. I give credit to him, Shannon. And so when I saw his first video, I was like, wow, like, it was a nice, fun video. There was things that I've had in my head that I've been wanting to do, but he was knocking it out the park and doing more things than what I was even thinking about. So he's really motivated me, and I've only got to meet him in person and hang out for maybe an hour or two. Mikey's got to hang out with him twice already, and just really awesome person. Him and ABC Matt, just really inspiring. It doesn't matter, like, I don't want people to do this because this happens a lot. Don't look at big channels and think that they're the only ones that can bring something to the table. Look at the little guys. I've always felt like an underdog. I still feel like it, but now actually I don't even care about my numbers. I just care about me being really happy with what I'm doing and giving it my all. So when you're gonna do something, really give it your all. Whatever that means to you, give it your all, and you're going to be impressed by what you can do and learn from it and be even faster at it. Not just creating content, but also reselling, focusing on your goals. And it's a lot of fun when you're in your zone, but you will stumble at times. You will have hiccups, you will have technical issues, and you're like, oh, the world's crumbling down, and you just got to sit back. And goes from a comment maybe a month ago. um, I think I was sharing in a video that I was flustered, and I felt like all over the place and things weren't working because of technical issues. It was inside a community tab. That's another thing. Use the community tab. You could have people, just a few people, and still be allowed the community tab to use it. So talk to your people, ask them questions, ask them, what do you want to see from me? When you've already said what you're bringing to the table, what can you do different? And really open it up. Be open to be vulnerable, to take constructive criticism, because it's not easy for everybody. I would also say, don't just go out there giving people advice how they should do this or that. Do it when they ask for it. I think that's better, because it's like going to the gym. On the other hand, it's like going to the gym, you're doing something, and somebody's like, hey, I could teach you how to do that better. It's like, did I ask you? And then afterward, I was like, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I would say, not unless they ask for it, then do it. But you could do whatever you want. Just be mindful. Let's go in the comments. I do have some stuff I want to highlight. We're almost at an hour. We could do this and keep going. Camp listing party. Everybody. Camp listing party. Hashtag camp listing party. I have 2 virtual tickets. I have 5 actually, but today I'm only going to give away 2. Wait. I was going to give away 2, but we could do it. I could do 2 giveaways. Yeah, that'd be easy. Hashtag in the comments, camp listing party. All right. Please only do it once. Don't try to be a little sneater skeeter that way. Just one time. Hashtag camp listing party. I'm going to give away 2 virtual tickets. Mentioned it in the beginning. These are going to be free. Camp listing party. Tiffany said, Sonny, here's some hey, what's up, Bobby? To give away two. And I was like, oh, cool. I get to give away two. That's pretty awesome because this is now free, right? All you got to do is give me your email afterwards. Whoever wins, I'm going to make sure the names match up because last time I did have somebody a while back that was trying to take a gift that wasn't belonged to them. They were trying. Dirty. I'm going to try some M&Ms right now. These have been inside the garage for like 2 months. I think they're good. Buttermilk and cream. Make sure to put it just like on the screen. Hashtag camp listing party. Please. Well, I see them working up. That's awesome because we're going to do a giveaway here soon. That's not it. We're going to keep going, folks, because I got more questions. Yvonne's in the house. Ladies and gents, I am going to be on Yvonne's live. Yvonne Thrifty Rich right here. I think it's the 31st. Is that so, Yvonne? I'm going to check it right now. I need to go to my fancy dancy Instagramsies. Yeah, the 31st, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, folks. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a live with her. We're gonna do some sales, a live sell. The only other person I've done a YouTube auction sell on was with Cali Reseller Luis. So I'm a little nervous, but Yvonne, it wasn't recently that she just told me about it. She's told me about 2 months ago. She left a comment saying, make sure to get ready for an auction on her end. And I took it serious. I started looking, holding on to things, just special for that. And finally, she was like, pick one of these days. And I was like, all right, I got the 31st. So I'm really excited about that. Yes, there it is right there. Make sure to check out Yvonne, folks. I like her vibe. She's sent me some good advice when some things happen a few months ago, and I've stuck to it. I've listened to it, and I respect her as much as I do a lot of other people here that come in that are positive, give people advice. They're not trying to direct them in any other way, and they also don't take no BS. And I like that. I like people who are real. I have a lot of items listed, not one sale, and it's been a long time. Carol F. I've never done this before, but if you want to send me your links, I think you did message me, right, Carol? I think you've emailed me before recently, a few times. But send me your links, and I'll look at what you have, and I'll see if there's anything I could hopefully bring to the table for you to make a positive difference and get some sales going. I don't promise anything, but I know what I do. I make a living off of it, and I've only continued to get better learning from other people and through my own adventures and mishaps and things that have worked out to get me to where I'm sitting at right now. And I look forward to just being a part of everything even more, little by little. So Carol F, good question. For those who are reselling or thinking about reselling, what do you want to start selling? Just recently, I sell just a little of everything. Well, mainly apparel. And I have quite a bit of apparel. I've listed a handful of stuff here recently in the last 2 days, 3 days. I think I've had like $1,000 worth of apparel, and I probably only paid around 120 for it. But it's only because I know what I'm looking for and happen to find some stuff that are new to me. So, and they're everyday brands. I'm just finding them for really good prices. You already know we got your back. Oh. No, Yvonne, thank you. I'm really excited about the live sell. First, because it's you. I see what you've done with other people, and they have fun, and I really just like the fun part more than anything. And it's a new experience with somebody new too. I've never been on a live with you. I've talked to you in chats, and I hope soon enough I get to meet you in person too. Anybody going out to the camp listing party in Arizona? It's going to be the end of next month. That's what we're talking about. I think enough people have already commented the hashtag, so we're gonna dive into that. Let me get it set up with the StreamYard.com/giveaway. All right, let me get this screen. Let me see. Present. Did this? No, that's not it. Present. Share screen. All right. Hold on, folks. It's been a minute. Is that it? I think that's it. No, I don't think that's it. Let me just do the entire screen. Stand by, folks. I forget how to do this part. Oh. Wait. Do I want to do it that way? No, I don't. Hold on. Present. Share screen. Window. All right, here it is. All right. Can I move this? Wow. This is making me dizzy. All right, folks. I'm going to click on it. I hope it's all right when I click on the window, but before I used to not do it this way. Giveaway, camp listing party. It's already a match in there. There's 20 entries out of so much people. Fine with me. Had your chance earlier. We'll do it again before we close out. Oh, that's crazy. Congratulations, New England Betty Boop. We're gonna do that again. Did y'all see that? I hope y'all seen that. Oh, missed it. So native Hawaiian pickers, aloha, my friends. I seen your comment earlier today, and I was like, that's a new name for me, I think. I'm gonna be out in Hawaii in June. So Lizette, congratulations. No, it's not rigged. There's no way of rigging that. But I'll send you the information, Lizette. You don't need to email me. I'm going to send it to Tiffany from List Perfectly. But for those that are still inside here, we're going to do another hashtag, all right? It's not going to be the same hashtag because we're going to do another giveaway before we leave, probably in around 20 minutes. But that was pretty cool. I thought it was going to go with Granny Franny from my end. It was kind of like a little hesitation. I didn't see my name. Did you put it in there? I didn't see my name either. Maybe because I didn't use the hashtag. Guitar Missy, rock on. But where is it? Where is it? There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna be in Hawaii, whatever the 26th is, June. Wait, is it the 26th? Oh, the 19th. Yeah, the 19th. Whatever week that is. That's my wife's birthday. We're gonna go out there for the week. We're gonna go to Big Island though, so I'm not sure what part of the island you're at. But if you're out in the Big Island, maybe we could run into each other. Have some local mocals or something. ATL Flippers, Derek and Jasmine. I got to see Derek on not in person. I was the person, but he was on the screen on Lizette's phone. She ended up calling him, and she was checking out some shoes. It was a phone a friend moment at the thrift store, and he was checking out some shoes for Lizette when we were together at Goodwill. That was pretty awesome. Tim Flips, how's it going, Tim Flips? Good luck, everyone. No, it's not rigged. Crying, happy. Just missed it. Local mocals are the best, primo. They are, but some people end up cooking up the local mocals so much that like it dries out. You can't. And then the brown gravy on there is not like Western America brown gravy. It's a different type of brown gravy that's on there. So don't throw that on there because that's too salty for it. Love the New York footage. Oh, thank you. I didn't do any editing on that, like voiceovers and things like that. When it comes to like family trips, I really like to hear and look at what I record and not so much of changing the noise or the ambiance of it, which is why I do it that way. It's not the best for views and content, but I'm happy with it, and that's really all that matters. It's just being happy with what I put out, because it's my photo album, my video album. They are amazing. They are. Um, yes, Team Gemini. It was funny. I forget what we were talking about in the car, but Lizette was on it, and she was like, "You're that way because you're a Libra." And then it's like I said something about Carla, and she was like, "Because she's a Gemini." And it was just like, "Whose team are you on, Lizette? Pick one." I'm just joking. Huli Huli, ooh, broke the mouth right there, Miss Sandy Pratt. Huli Huli right off the. Oh no, sister. Huli Huli Chicken. Huli Huli means turn and turn. They have an amazing place out at Oahu North Shore. I think it's Ray's something, but yellow banner. They're by a grocery store. Oh, so good. If you're ever out in Oahu, I highly recommend you go there. And when it comes to shrimp, I'm more of like Mackey's. I like their coconut, uh, battered coconut shrimp, but I like the hot sauce that they have on there. So it's a little different. A lot of other people don't like the spicy, but I do, and they make their sauce really well. Same. I love documenting my travels. My NYC coverage was cool. Love the bridge footage. Oh, you're NYC. I do like the bridge. That was pretty cool. And I was doing these things on my phone where you do the time lapse, and I just like the way it looks. I did it inside the Nautilus or the Nautical. What's it called? It's a big space, and I was just like sitting there. There was like a cop behind me, and I'm recording. And this guy's like, "This guy's a weirdo," and I was like, "Yeah, I am." And I'm gonna record these people going super super fast, but it's really cool those time lapses. But with the time lapse, you have to set your camera recording for a while, because if you do it for like 10 seconds, it's like a split second is done. So it needs like a minute or two to literally get that coverage to just look at things and keep your eyes busy. And I did that like 3 or 4 times in a video, and I liked every one of those little things. I was just stunned by it. How's Tip? Tip? I don't know why I whistle. He doesn't come to me when I whistle. Come here. Come. Come here. Come here. It's okay. You sleepy? You a sleepy boy? he's, he's sleepy down here. Come here. It's okay. You're so quiet. I didn't even know you're by my feet. Oh, here you go. They're asking for you, Tip. That's the sleepy face. Oh, yeah. So Carla's cousin AJ was here, and before that, we had family here. So he was like for a week so excited about everybody else that he ignored his dada, his papa, and his mom. So now that they're gone, he's all over me, and I'm like, oh, that's how it is, huh? I'm only here when it's convenient to you, huh? I don't want that. No, that's fake. He didn't show me any love when people were here. That was pretty rude. But as soon as they left, this guy was all over the bed. He loves sleeping in the bed. He could be there all day, especially if Carla's there. He like guards her at her feet, and he would just stay there. I'll try to get him downstairs. The only way to get him downstairs is that he really likes to walk. So his harness, when I'm like shaking it, it gives like the clanking sound. He'll run downstairs like, oh, we're gonna go walking, right, boy? All right, yeah. What's wrong? Oh, there you go, boy. There you go. Okay, you get down now. I don't want you to break the internet. Little white quail, how's it going? Yeah, I love that dog. Can I pet that dog? I love that TikTok little thing. Let me see if I got more comments, folks. We're gonna do another giveaway here not too long ago. I'm not gonna be on too long today. Uh, Lisette is amazing. Um, Motivation, folks. Really, what motivates you? Like, and don't just say money. Money is motivational, but for me now, it's just being happy of like finding things, learning, and the motivation comes from what comes after after that. The motivation, the why, it's like a long run of I'm gonna do this and because I want to do it. It's not like I'm gonna do this to get more views because there's no guarantee of getting views on YouTube. Um, I don't go and look for stuff just to say, oh, I found this. Here's a YouTube channel. I'm really trying to bring something to YouTube to the community for people to learn off of. And with what I find, people can make a living. If they found the things I found, they would be making a living off of it too. It's not one of the things where it's like you're really not finding nothing. I am blessed and thankful to be here in Las Vegas, to have an abundance of oncoming, incoming, like just treasures. There's so much stuff here. Do I recommend moving to Las Vegas and being taking away my goodies? No. Just joking. But there's a lot for everybody, folks, here at least. And I will say out in New York and California are two of the toughest spots that are cities that I've been to that's really hard when it comes to thrifting for me off of my short time going to each one, California and New York, because there wasn't much stuff. Here in Vegas, I could go to Goodwill right now and probably find a few items in less than 30 minutes and make like over $100 in profit off of just like 20 bucks. Like there's so much stuff, is ridiculous. And I'm starting to get closer and tied in with like the managers and employees to where now they're handing me stuff. But I often when they do that, I just tell them like, oh, I'll check it out later. I'll let somebody else get a chance to get it. All the time? No, not all the time, but often. Because sometimes it's like, oh, I got to get that. So my goals change on a daily basis. Am I trying to work out after this live? Yes, that's a goal. Because the real goal is me just feeling better about myself, being healthier, being here on this world as long as possible with good health. And then also, I don't want to not be able to move around. Like I see some of my relatives there. I'm like, man, you're struggling. You're not even much older than me. Like, why are you doing that? Like, I gave up. And I was like, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. So goals change differently, and some goals are different. Um, Mine's happiness. Mine's a community. Mine's just being in the right mindset. But it's pretty tough. Goals always change, but it's what I do for myself to get me to have that as long as I can, because you could do something and find your way and be happy about it and be in the right place physically and mentally, spiritually, and then all of a sudden you just give up on what you're working on and then it just crumbles down and you start back over. So you got to keep at it. They need to live in San Diego now. Live up the road from Temecula. Ooh. Kobe swap meet. There's a swap meet out in California I want to go to. I always forget the name. It's not Rose Bowl. There's another one, but they say it's further up. That it's a lot cheaper to get a booth than one I just mentioned. I can't the Rose Bowl. So I want to go up there. Charlie's mentioned it, and so have other people in the comments. My motivation for full-time reselling is the same. I get to spend time with family. It's so much better than a job. It is, although they still do require work. That's one thing I've learned, is that it's harder for me now that I'm full-time to be just as active into reselling than what I was as part-time. I feel like I did more part-time than what I'm doing now full-time, because my responsibilities of being home has changed tremendously. I have a longer list of things that I want to do. At first, I was like, I gotta do that. I don't want to clean the house. I'll do it tomorrow. And then I see how easy that tomorrow, that 24 hours could change from like, oh man, I could have just did this and this would have been easier. Now I've added it up and it's accumulated to be much more of a project or a chore. Did you get the flea market California, Sonny? Uh, um, no, no, we didn't. I've never been to the flea markets in California. The one I went to was with FleaCon. It was an event, like a pop-up shop, and it was a lot of fun. I did really good, and I want to do more of those. I also want to go to Arizona. I hear a lot about Arizona and neighbor states, to where I don't want to just do everything in Vegas. I want to travel more. I want to do more things. And that's also part of my motivation is being on top of whatnot, being on top of YouTube, being on top of reselling, because reselling is actually the first one that I think about before those two. Reselling is first, listing items, and then the finding more items, getting them listed. That's always going to be a repeat. But it's funny how you could go to, say, work for a job. For my own experience, it's funny for me that I would go to work, I'd be happy with it, and then I started to realize if I don't do overtime at work, which would be more money, I could do work for myself to replace it and get even more money being my own boss at times. And I think that's one of the hard things of like, which one is better for somebody. Some people like the security of having a job and knowing that every 2 weeks you're going to get money, and you could be a policy worker to where you're doing a minimum, or you could naturally be one of those people where you just work hard no matter what, and you end up it's a curse. You end up being the one they always pick to do everything, and that's pretty tough on people. And I wish more people realize that and really focused on a team to where they're teaching everybody to pull their own weight and not just depend on one person and say, you know what, I only pick you because it's easier, because you're not going to complain, because you're going to do the job right, because I'm not going to have to look over your shoulder. How do you know that? Why put that much weight and pressure on somebody to be the go-to and then let everybody else flow by, but you're getting paid the same an hour? I think that's dumb. Um, Now, Derek and Jasmine, I am really more and more like through your videos more than anybody's. I've watched other storage people before you, like for years, but seeing what you come across and all the time, I'm like, man, I need to pull the trigger. I want to. I want to start getting into storage units, but I'm not there yet. I got so much stuff I need to list first, and I can only imagine. I want to have you on, if you'd like to. I'll get you and a couple of other storage people. There's another one who just moved to Vegas, Jay Bird, Jay Bird Flips. I met her at the Boss Reseller Remix, which are going to have their. I think their tickets already went on sale May 1st, or was that list perfectly? No, it's June 1st. I think is Boss Reseller Remix. Their tickets started to go on sale. I'm going to be a speaker at that as well, and I'm really excited for that. For both of them, I have no idea what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say something that sounds like something. So I'm really excited about the Boss Reseller Remix. Again, this is going to be my second time. It's a lot of fun. If you can't make it, there's going to be virtual tickets. I highly recommend it. And who knows, if you're able to make it, I hope you can. There's just so much to that event. I could only imagine how FlipCon's going to be, which whenever that is, I already got my ticket. I don't have my plane ticket yet. I don't have my rental car yet, and I don't have a room yet, but I'm going to figure it out. That's also my motivation is for reselling right now, or all these other things, not just to make money. It's like to be able to afford to go here and there. But back to Derek and Jasmine here, seeing what they find, the potential, like I want to be a part of that. And with that, I'm like, okay, it's like I'm going to do it soon enough, but I want to have some people on first to talk about it. What is this? Starred? Oh, I didn't see this before. This is new on StreamYard. Now I could see rather than going through the chat and losing it. Um, Bobby, ¿qué ondas? What was your favorite part about NYC? That is simple. The people. Believe it or not, the people in New York when we went, they were so nice. They were fast. Like when you go and gonna get a drink or a restaurant or just talking to somebody, they're like, hey, just ask me the question. Like, let's go. But they're nice and they're polite about it. Nothing like what I thought people would tell me at work. Like, oh, New York, people are so mean. They're so rude. They're worse than Las Vegas. For me, complete opposite. They are the nicest. I had a great time. There was no pushing and shoving. Although on TV, people see like people are like so close to each other and it feels like claustrophobia going on and they're elbow to elbow walking. Not at all. There's so much space to walk around, even during the busy parts, like and not Central Park, the Times Square. I thought Times Square was much bigger than what it is. Like when you go there and see it, it's not that big. Like the area is big and it's stretched and you can walk to stuff, but on TV, that certain area looks like it's humongous. It's not, but I loved it there. I really like the way people were. They're friendly. I wish I had more time to thrift. I wish I had time to see people like you, Krillin, and other people in the surrounding states, but I didn't. But maybe next time it'll be better planned. I was really going because of our anniversary, and my wife had told me even before we went, we're not going there for you. And I was like, but babe, Lizette's gonna. I think she's gonna show up. And, whatever. And then she met Lizette. And she was like, oh my god, I love Lizette. So it was really cool. For her to meet her, and then Katja was another one. We got to meet her, and she was a lot of fun. And my wife has been talking about both of them like every other day when somebody comes over, um, which is cool. So super chat right here. Here you go, my friend. If you're still inside here, super chat. I love that little. And then Yvonne, thank you so much, Yvonne, to Carla for sharing you with us. Aw. If I tell her this, she's gonna be like, "I want my monies," and I'm gonna be like, "It never happened. I was just joking." Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you very much. Super chat. All right. We have another giveaway, folks. We're just about done. I'm not going to hold you up too much longer, but I appreciate you all of y'all for being in here. You know what? Let's do. Oh, how do I get back? Let's do a quick Q&A. All right. So you're gonna just bombard me, everybody, with one question. One question. I'm going to answer it as fast as possible. I think this would be a fun new thing to add to the lives. Oh yeah, I heard that. I thought I was speaking to myself. I need to go back to therapy. Sonny, where should I start with creating a YouTube channel? Kelly, I would say start an intro. Use the app. CapCut is really nice, fun. If you want to be a little extra of having like intros and transitions and little emojis, I like it a lot. Check it out for yourself. It's free as well. Maybe on the other channel, I'll start working on, which I've been talking about, of sharing like inputs of how to create stuff, and maybe I'll do that on there. It's just really hard for me to do that right now, so this for me on this channel has been good, but I am going to get to my other channel soon and start adding things on it, but they're going to be short content videos, of just tips and pointers, maybe some what sold videos, which is another thing I want to start getting into. But if you have any more questions like this, all right, specific questions, always feel free to comment under the videos outside of the live chat afterwards, to where we could see it. Not, and I say we because I'm not the only one that could answer it. Other people could partake in it, and I love that about the community, is that we really are trying to help others. But if you have something specific for me, email me, SonnyLasVegas702 at gmail.com. Cali B, just got the notice that I sold a shirt, has been listed for a year. Chat sale. Oh yeah. The laughing out loud part. I disagree. I love the people in NYC. I have been there one time. Traveling is one of my goals. Oh, I agree. I thought you said I disagree. I loved it over there. I want to go back again. It's one of the places like New Orleans where I they're not the same, but they have these parishes in New Orleans, Louisiana, that they don't want to change because that's like the old way of like the structures, and they try to preserve it as much as possible. So it reminded me of New York, of uh New Orleans, like the way some things are very back in the day, just like the structure is beautiful. Like I love and see now that the things that they have like in movies about the structures in New York are actually real. Some of those I was like next to. My wife's uncles, um, they're neighbors to the co-founder of Google. Like they're balling, but it was kind of cool to see like things that they have on that building that I've seen in movies, and I was like feet away from it. I was like, holy moly, like this is awesome. I was like, who are your uncles again? Like I know them, I've known them for years. I just never knew they were like that, which is cool that they've been incognito that way. What's your end goal? My end goal is to be financially stable to where even if it's just enough to be in my own happiness, like that's all I want. I think the more that I make, like if I was to be a millionaire, I think it would just be even harder. I just want to, I don't want to get by. I want to have more than enough to just be where I want to be physically and mentally and not have to worry about working as hard. I don't want to go backwards. I either want to just maintain or just keep growing, but just a little bit. Happiness is really the thing. Best flip, low sold high. Best flip, low sold high. Was that a question, Glenn? Did I tell you hi, Glenn? Hi, Glenn. Why am I getting ads during the live show? Because it's monetized, Miss Sandy Pratt. My lives are monetized now. Just start. Don't think about it too much. It's all the fancy stuff will come as you get better, and it will. Everything you just got to get started. Just like reselling. Oh, it's hard, and I don't get it, and it's frustrating. And then a month goes by, and you're like, oh, this part's easy. I've had something like this before, and then you start going, what is up, Carrie? I didn't even realize I clicked on your name. I think the mouse did it itself. It was like, Sonny, your bestie's here. We haven't had our morning chats, and I had people asking for you in my whatnot auction earlier today. They're like, when's the last time you seen Carrie? I was like, today on YouTube with Mikey Bags of Money. I hope you're doing well. People were like, oh, she's in Buffalo. And I was like, oh, that's cool. She's in Buffalo. And I said something stupid like, I was like, oh, yeah, well, I think that's like further than New York. And they're like, it is New York. And I was like, oh, sorry. I don't know stuff like that. I wasn't very good at school when it came to that. But I could count the change in my pocket really, really fast. uh, I knew this question was coming. It's been coming more and more in the comments on YouTube. Yoso Boho, Rescued Treasures. Amy is her name. Great channel. Make sure to check her out. What's your go-to shampoo and conditioner? It's going to be Chi, CHI. And I just use their shampoo and conditioner. The Kernan oils that's in it. I think one time I tried that. Whatever oil that is, it was not good. Like for me, it ended up frizzing up my hair. It looked like it was dry. It did the opposite of what I thought conditioner was supposed to be. So I just get their basic red bottles of shampoo and conditioner. I usually get them at, is it TJ Maxx? I think TJ Maxx. Yeah, I think it's TJ Maxx. They usually have like their clearance section or a section of shampoos, and usually they're on sale like for around $14. And on eBay, they'll end up being like around 20 something dollars. And these are pretty big bottles. So I will not recommend the one that has like the green bottles. I don't like the scent of them. Uh, for me, I'm like just pumping out conditioner and shampoo, just trying to get rid of it rather than just throwing it in the trash. I got to make use of it first, but I really don't like those green bottles of CHI. I was wondering that too. Yeah, it's a monetized channel, folks. It goes to support the channel, as most people who are here want to support and be part of it. And it's just a little thing of getting commercials. And like I've said before, people who also have channels and are monetized, every little bit helps. So I sit through the commercials. I really, really do. And then the longer commercials, sometimes I just click on them to see if maybe they get something for it. They don't know that I'm doing it, but I do it anyways. It's just a few seconds. But believe me, there's also some that are just like, these commercials don't pertain to me. I have no idea what they're talking about, and I don't like it. And I can't do anything but watch it because it's not something I could skip ad. Cha-ching. MK, hi, Carrie. Hi there. Carrie is here. Give her a cheer. Landed in Buffalo, safe and sound. That's awesome. Buying an abandoned storage unit is like buying the whole estate at an estate sale. Is that in Hawaii, is what you're saying? Oh, that's funny. Carrie, did you get some pizza? That is going to be my second answer for about New York. Pizza. When we came back to Las Vegas, Carla and I were fiending for pizza. We wanted pizza. And fortunately, I didn't think that was going to be possible. We found a place not too far from us that when I bit their pizza, I was like, babe, this is their pizza. So if you're in Las Vegas, you could test me on that. Message me and say, hey, what's that spot? Because I got to ask Carla. She's the one that knows about it. I want to say it's Lionel's or something, but it's up in the Northwest area. Here we go. Who is your go-to when you're trying to identify an item you've purchased for resale? It depends. I think the person I hit up the most, and it's not often, um, it's going to be Tim from Over the Years. He hasn't put out a video of glass that I've known about, but I've been watching Tim over the years for 3, 4 years, maybe even longer than that. And if you take the time, Tim Over the Years, look at it. His channel is Over the Years. Right now, he is selling a lot of sports cards on Whatnot, and he is killing it, and he has been killing it on Whatnot. But even though his videos are older and he haven't put out any recent ones, believe me when I say you will find the most beautiful, amazing glass often in his videos. And he is very educated about it. His family's into it. His mom, shout out to Ma Dukes, and Josie, his now wife. He's been married, I think, now 6 months, I believe. And he has amazing videos of glass. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful glass. And he used to do a lot of YouTube auctions on glass too. And the deals that people bought him for, even to include myself, like I was buying it up and I was learning from it. And I'm really excited about my next Whatnot auction because it's going to be all glass. So I don't know a lot about glass, but I know when I see something that's really nice and pretty, I believe there's a good chance of it being worth some really good money. And although I could have it listed on eBay for even more money, there's just certain things where I'm putting on eBay and other things where I just feel it's better for shipping cost wise. Because if somebody buys something small and low shipping costs, and they buy something bigger, it's easier on the shipping costs when you bundle things up on Whatnot. I really like that about Whatnot. So Tim from Over the Years, it's who, although he's not making videos, I reach out to him and send him photos about glass that I find, and it's usually like something epic, something good, something new and fun that I'm like, yes, I found this stuff. But I've also been investing in books. He gave me my first depression glass of vintage glass book several years ago, and I've been using it, and I'm still finding things from it. So I invested more books so I could find even more stuff and learn about it. And they're really affordable. I think it's thrift books. I think they're on eBay, and I think I'm not sure if they're on Instagram, but I think they have a website, thriftedbooks.com, something like that. Really affordable books, like really good stuff. If you're into some vintage things, don't just look at YouTube videos, which I highly recommend. You still watch my videos, but when you're trying to find stuff, say like glass, don't just look for YouTube videos. Don't just look at Google. Start looking at books. And I was surprised how affordable these books were, like $3, $4 a book. And the more you buy, say through thriftbooks.com, you get a discount. I think after 4, you get like one free or one half off, something like that. But still, they're so affordable. To me, it doesn't even matter because they've already shown like the value of what I've been finding things just by purchasing, And then jewelry books are ones that I'm not really happy about right now because the jewelry gemstone vintage books, they're kind of all similar. It's like a copy and paste and very few stuff. I'm not really learning a lot from them. So I stick to like Cat the Nurse Flipper. Who's other ones? The Rusty Jeweler, Thelma Thrifts, I believe is another one. And then there's more people that I'm learning about jewelry. And also Yvonne, who, if she's in here, she has jewelry and stuff too. So I'm learning a little bit time after time. It's really a process for me learning about jewelry, but I want to learn more about like the shapes of gems and the cuts and things like that. I think it just helps with keywords. 133. I don't think those any much questions. TJ Maxx has fabulous hair care. Yes, they do. And affordable, like better than buying it online and Amazon and stuff like that. I found a brand that I like called Monday. Is that clothing? I'm gonna look that up. P.S. I'm calling you tomorrow for coffee clutch. So we have these things, folks. It's really good to have friends in your life and people who are on the same pathway just about. Although we have different happiness and lives and things like that, but to communicate and get a call from like Carrie, she'll call me and I'll call her, and we just have like these coffee clatches. Like we just talk about like what's going on, what are you working on, and like you got this, and it's just fun. It's just really really fun to have people like that in your life, and that's part of my end goal is to continue to have stuff like this, not to change like a lot, but just to maintain these happy people, these people that bring me joy, and I hope I do the same thing. If not, Carrie gets to just suffocate me in hugs. Uh, uh, I will tell you about haircuts. I am been thinking about it lately about getting a haircut, but will I? I don't know. Maybe a trim. We got Ella in the house. What's up, Ella? Have a great weekend. Pink wave. It must be emoji. Ella, thanks for stopping by. Also, another great channel. She does a lot of YouTube auctions. Her with her friends, with Victoria, who's people may know as well. I was listening to them today, and it was just like, oh, it was nice when was it today? Yeah, when Victoria when she sings like this old like just old style like singing, it's really nice, it's pleasant. And if you tell her to sing like, hey, can you sing it's my birthday or something, like just that tone of her voice, her style is like I crack up every time, but in a good way. Like I just love it. She's a really happy person. Tim over the years, yes, this is him. Folks, believe me when I say this YouTube channel right here, the glass, just sit through it. If you're listing stuff, like I'm gonna put them over me, right? I want to say like no, just play my playlist and help me get some time on here. But I highly recommend Tim's channel. Go watch his videos, play his playlist, or you can make your own playlist. This is another thing about YouTube. Go to these channels where you only have a little bit of time and you're like, I want to learn about glass. Go to these channels like Tim over the years and start adding save to your playlist. Go to Lizette's or whoever's the people you're like, I know people who sell glass, but I have time to sit down. So that way later on, when you do have time, you just start going through them one by one by one. And then ones that don't work for you, you could remove them. But the ones that are your favorite and you're like, wait, that's sticking to me. I've seen that before. You have it in your playlist rather than going back and forth trying to figure out what video was that. You could narrow it down even better. It would be cool if eBay did it that way too, where you could have like these notes on your playlist of what it was that you found. And also, like I've been saying before on Whatnot, I love how Whatnot has, I could be and say, um, the Desert Mermaids, Whatnot. People go on their notifications of friends and they're going to see that, hey, Sonny Las Vegas is watching or is in the Desert Mermaid join. I wish YouTube was that way too. So where you get on, they're like, hey, I'm following Lizette. And he's watching Sonny or Sonny's watching Lizette. I'm going to go jump in there even though I don't know this person. But now I'm encouraged or pushed in a way, in a good way, to be like, I'm gonna go see what they're seeing, like what's going on over here. A little bit of nosiness, but a good thing to promote watching people on YouTube because that's what is YouTube loves. YouTube loves people to stay on YouTube, which is why all these notifications and ads are part of what they do. It's their business, and that's also part of mine. George the Antique Nomad, yes, he is another good one. I haven't seen him lately, but when I do go in, I usually say hello to him and Enzo. I met them both in person when they came down here. And he's pretty much like beyond a PhD, George the Antique Nomad. He knows his stuff. He travels around. He's like the roadshow. What are they called? Where people come and travel and you bring stuff to them. They're gonna have that here in Vegas soon. But I hear the longest line, and I have several items that I want to take to the Antique Roadshow about it. I wish I would have did that when he was here. I just didn't know too much until like stepping in the door and here he comes in. That's how I found out about it. Right place, right time, I guess. Where are you going on your next trip? I am going to Pheonix, Arizona. If you're talking to me, Miss Pratt, Pheonix, Arizona. We're gonna do the giveaway now. Let's do this, folks. Hashtag. All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat. We're gonna do one more giveaway before we leave. So hashtag SonnyLasVegas. Oh, that's cool. I typed it in, so it picked up Facebook to do it too. My wife and I learned a lot from other resellers on YouTube. It helps us with what's trending. Trending's good. I don't keep up with trends too much, but I'm learning now after all these years about trends. And also, the thing about trends, there's a flip side of trends. Say, for example, right now that is warming up in Vegas, the ninth island. a lot of people are getting rid of jackets. So the trend is also the flip side of it, to where these aren't in style and these are super affordable and they're worth a lot of money, say jackets, compared to when it's going to be later on in the fall, colder weather to cold weather, where those prices start going up. So I'll look at and take advantage of that. Although jackets are, when you think of it, they're bulky, they're heavy, they take up space. If you could afford the space, or one just happens to stand out, like I'd really start looking at the things where you start thinking that don't sell this year. Why would I look at that? It's not trending. And the way the prices are trending to be less than what they were when they're in season. So if that makes sense, I'm pretty sure, and I hope that you start looking at things a little different. When people say, don't look at that, that's old. What does that tell you? That's vintage, or it could be an antique. It could be valuable, or it could not. But I would, when people say things to make it seem like it's not worth looking at, it's worth looking at if you know that it's going to be something that people are interested in, and if you could get it for a better price compared to when it goes in the season. People are putting up. We're going to do this for a few more minutes, and then we're going to do a giveaway and then call it a wrap. But Lizette was the first winner. That was one virtual ticket. I'm going to give away another one during this live. And again, this is, I'm going to read it off because I got the information on here. Next time I'll make a video. Oh. All right. So this is what Tiffany wrote me. Hi, Sonny. It's Tiffany, the marketing manager of List Perfectly. I'm excited to see you at the camp listing party. We're giving speakers tickets packages to give away, which is what I'm doing now. I just gave away one. You have 5 virtual tickets, so I'm going to have 3 later on, maybe 2 next week. We'll see how that goes. Just have all winners email me, which I will do. I'm gonna send that to Lizette's the first winner, Tiffany at listingperfect.com. There is an app if you want to be more involved, and this could go for everybody, not just the winners. Whova, and I use this app, and it's like an all-in-one app. Like you're everything to communicate with people, speakers, and things like that. It's this app like takes in a lot. Where's the oh, now they're asking. I need to do a video, like a little promo video, and send it to them. I'm going to send that to them tomorrow. But where is that app? I always forget the name. I have the app too. Let me see. Whova, Whova. So I'll send that to, oh, there's an update on there. Update. Okay. Oh, I forgot to read the days. Sorry. The information that's on there. I'm speaking at Camp Listing Party. These are like little notes. This is going to be from the June 27th and 28th, but I believe I'm going to be there from the 26th through the 29th in Pheonix, Arizona. So if anybody's up there, whether you live there in the area and want to hang out after the event times, I definitely want to meet up with people and hi, hello. If maybe there's thrift areas over there, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be thrifting, but maybe if you're from there and know places other people don't know about, holla at your boy. And eating, definitely want to eat. Buttermilk and cream, there is a price guide on glass, and there is a lot of glass out there. So buy at lots of love first. There's a lot. All right, we got some people. The rule of supply and demand. Very true. But I do like to test the waters. There are some things that I come across, like in apparel, that jumps off the top of my head. There was this old school, long, almost like trench coat, Washington Redskins hat. It didn't have any tags. It was nobody else had one listed. I bought it like a July here in Las Vegas. I got it for $14. It sold for $169 when the heat here in Vegas was like 118. So there was no listings on it at the time. It wasn't really a brand people or like a jacket people were looking for, especially that time of the year, and it sold. So when you feel something's worth money, like you get those senses, you get those reseller spider senses for things. So be open to the possibility. If you could afford to hold on to things and know that it may not sell as much, I don't know, maybe it was lucky that I got it, or maybe I just saw something in it that other people were going to see in it too. That's why they bought it. Just got here. Blessings always. Will watch later and catch up. Thank you, Stephanie. For those who are just jumping in, maybe drop in hashtag SonnyLasVegas. We're going to do a giveaway for one virtual ticket. What's up, Ryan? How's it going, buddy? Also here in Las Vegas, doing a lot in the community. Really nice guy, and have been later, Glenn. Take it easy, my friend. I want to hang out with this guy. I really do. Every time we go to Katie and Vicky's White Elephant events at the end of the year, he always brings some really cool stuff, and I was like, man, like I want to win that stuff. One day I'll win his prizes, but he brings really cool prizes where I gotta bring my elephant gifts like up another standard. Let's do this. It's already been a few minutes now. Let me get this set up. We're gonna do another giveaway. Hashtag SonnyLasVegas. All right. We'll get this set up, folks. Stay tuned. All right. SonnyLasVegas is in here, and we're going to get started. 17 entries. If you're too late, too bad. Spirit Junkie, you just won yourself a virtual ticket to Camp Listing Party. Are you on Instagram? Let me see. Is it Jen? Would you happen to be no Instagram? Okay, there's somebody else like Jen Spirit Junkie. Please email me. I think I have it up on here on the banner. Right here. Email me, and I'm gonna give Tiffany from List Perfectly your information, and she's gonna contact you and Lizette with your prize and what all that entails. So stay tuned for that in your email. So please message me like ASAP, and just put your username, and then also LP whatever winner. It'll stand out to me. I don't get emails like that. I get quite a bit, but I don't get emails like that. Folks, an hour and 47 minutes, and I feel like I just been here for 5 minutes, having a great time with you all. I wish you all a good night. I hope to meet y'all in person someday. This is why I do not go to Las Vegas to gamble. I have been getting addicted because of my wife. She watches like gambling YouTube channels where they're on slot machines, and I'm like, we could do that, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather not gamble at casinos because I know what I could invest in reselling for the things that I could come across. The potential is nearly guaranteed to make profits. How much profits that is, that's an entirely different story. But folks, I hope you enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed you. I'm SonnyLasVegas. I'm a full-time reseller. Reselling is my passion, my peace of mind, and my freedom, continuing to be in my happy place, not only for me, but for my family as well. I hope you find yours if you haven't already. And if you have, help other people try to find theirs. If not, hold it for yourself and don't tell anybody the secrets. I'm just joking. Good night, all. Thanks for hosting. I'm going to have some live people on here soon, folks. I'm going to have some people come in and be a part of my show as well, the lives. It won't always just be me. I used to have people come on often, and I got away from that. But now I want to bring people back, and we could talk about stuff. We'll be open to Q&As. So thanks for watching. Very much appreciate every one of y'all. Check out I'm a Resell It. Check them out. Really good content. And go check out Mikey Bags of Money's video. It just came out today. Mary came out, though, another one, 365 Vintage Hunter. Frizzy. I need to look up the name. I don't want to go without saying the name. I know it's Frizzy Finds. Make sure to check them out too. Good night, everybody. I'm about to go to the gym. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button.